JJ Yeley, great to have you with us today.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for driving the number 15 ConectUS Kyocera car for us. Now, my first question for you is this. I happen to know that you get 3 Christian names, 3 first names, and none of them begin with the letter J. So how did you get the name JJ?
It's a very long story, but the condensed version is JJ stands for Jimmy Jack, which is my father and what would be my uncle. And while my parents were trying to decide on what I was going to be, even though, after 9 months of being pregnant, you figure they would have had a name ready, they didn't. So JJ was my nickname until I was given the name Christopher. My dad wanted me to be a AJ after AJ Foyt, Anthony Joseph, and my mom had a different name chosen. So they couldn't come to terms up until that point. So JJ has been my, more or less my stage name since birth. I've had that longer than I've had anything else.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that with us. Now, you have participated in so many different kinds of races. I think you're one of only 2 people to have the Triple Crown with the USAC. USAC, by the way, folks, is kind of like NASCAR, but it's an open wheel association. But you've also driven Indy. You've done the Truck Series. You've done Xfinity, and of course the Cup Series. So, what's your favorite?
For me, I've always been a dirt racer. That's how I, cut my teeth making it to NASCAR. So, dirt racing has been in my blood. It'll always be my blood. I enjoy that. It becomes more of a hobby, I think, just because even though the risk is still there, it's still very, very dangerous.
Yes.
It's harder to make a living at. So. I was lucky enough, like you said, I've been in Indianapolis 500, I've run Daytona 500, I've run a lot of different cars, no drag racing. I usually prefer to stick to things that have 4 wheels,
okay.
So motorcycles are definitely out for me. But I've had a long, illustrious career doing things that only people dream about, so very fortunate and able to do that. And obviously I'm not ready to hang it up anytime soon, so I'm going to continue down the path of running here in NASCAR in the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series.
Fantastic. So it's Cup Series today.
Correct.
Can we ask you, do you have any special preparations that you make the morning of, or indeed the days running up to a Cup Series race?
For most of the Cup guys, because this is our longest, the longest events that we run. Majority of our races are 400 miles. They'll last between 3 and 4 hours. The biggest thing that I try to do anymore is hydration. Hydration for us is key. Obviously we don't have halftime, we don't have quarters, we have very limited amount of cautions, which allows us time to get drinks. But the interior temperature of these cars can reach as high as 130 degrees.
Yes.
So sustained over 4 hours, it's easy to become dehydrated. And even though our sport is very physical, in the sense of the G-forces, the speed, pulling the wheel, the mental side of it is almost more important. So when you're traveling close to 200 miles an hour, you're covering almost 100 yards in less than a second. So the difference between hitting your line and missing a line is very critical. So you have to be mentally sharp as well as physically.
Absolutely. Do you have any superstitions like avoiding black cats or not walking under a NASCAR that's only up in one jack stand?
I have 2, and you nailed one of them, which was a black cat. And I've only do that because I've run across that experience younger in my career. Black cat crossed in front of our vehicle as I was going to the airport to go race in New Zealand. Anything that possibly could happen badly happens. So I just try to learn from your mistakes. So anytime I see a black cat, which I've literally gone 10 miles out of my way to make sure to find a new route that didn't cross that path.
Wow.
And another one that has been implemented, Dale Earnhardt Sr. was a huge advocate for $50 bills. Hated them. Scared. Like, if you try to give him a $50 bill, he'd probably hit you. So that was passed along to Tony Stewart, who I raced for and with for a long time. So I try to, again, learn from other people's mistakes. So I stay away from $50 bills and black hats.
Excellent. Thanks. Again, thanks for sharing that with us. So you're in grid position number 26 today, if I remember rightly. You're driving the number 15 Mustang. How do you feel about today's race?
I'm excited. This Las Vegas Motor Speedway is a very fun racetrack. The asphalt is aged very nicely, meaning that there's a lot of tire fall off. You have to change lanes, and as a race car driver, the more options I have of making my car go fast, makes it more exciting for me because it gives me a bigger percentage of what's going on the racetrack. So we did qualify 26th. We had a pretty good qualifying effort. Obviously glad to have you guys aboard with ConectUS and your product. And it's amazing when we come to the racetrack. Again, we have between 75 and 100,000 fans. Our phone service becomes very difficult. So your product is going to make that a lot easier for us to be able to communicate amongst ourselves as well as sharing our information with the rest of the world as the races go on.
Fantastic. Gigi, thank you for doing this for us today, and thank you for talking with us.
Appreciate it.
Bye for now, everyone.